On the 1st of May 2004, Poland became a full member of the European Union, the EU. The Institute for Public Policy Research estimates that since 2004, just over 1 million migrant workers have come to Britain from the 8 Central and Eastern European countries that joined the EU at that time. Of the 10 countries joining, Polish nationals are now the single largest foreign national group living in the UK. Before 2004, Polish beers were not widely available in the UK. Now, some 44 million pints of Poland's leading brands, Lech and Tiskia, are sold here annually. A 30-hour journey on a coach does not sound like fun, but in 2006, 5 times a week, a coachload of Polish people made the journey from Warsaw to Southampton. They came for employment, but why did they choose Southampton? No one is exactly sure how many Poles are here, but the city council estimate it could be as high as 20,000. In a city of 200,000 people, that is 1 in 10. Alan Whitehead, local MP, and the EU Welcome Project give their views on why Southampton has attracted so many Polish workers in recent years.
I think one of the questions that people can never give a great answer to is why have so many Polish people come to Southampton? I think there's been an existing Polish community here since the Second World War, so I guess Southampton was a place people had heard of. It was kind of on the Polish map. I think then there was 1 or 2 recruitment companies based locally who in 2004 advertised in Poland that there were jobs available in Southampton, and that probably brought people here. But when you talk to Polish people and say, well, why Southampton? Nearly everybody says, my cousin was here, my friend was here, my sister was here. And so it is a case of like attracting like, really.
I chose to go to UK just because I didn't get enough money for my work. I was working as a teacher, and even though I was a graduate and I had MA, I was still earning about £200 per month, and that was not enough. So I thought that I will go to UK to check, if I can get some work experience and either save some money and go back to Poland, because initially I thought I'm going to stay here just for a year and get some work experience, but then when I stayed here and so many other doors opened, I thought I'm going to stay a bit longer and see what will happen.
I think there are a number of reasons why Southampton has been attractive to Polish residents. The first one is that there always has been a strong Polish community in Southampton. There's a Polish club long-standing, for example, in Highfield, a very successful long-standing Polish church, substantial Polish community in Eastleigh as well. So a number of people perhaps came to Southampton on the basis of what might be seen as connections in the first place.
Southampton has attracted Polish migrants over many years, settling and making their home here. One of Southampton's busiest shopping malls hosted a European Union art exhibition. Many of the exhibitors are local Polish residents. With such events like these in the city of Southampton, do the Polish residents feel as though they are part of the local community?
I feel very welcome here, so the people are friendly. I think we are mixed now, so I didn't find any problems with them.
Actually, I feel very welcome. Me, myself, personally, I feel very welcome in Southampton. I never met anything racist or any other aggressive behavior against me. Well, I've heard about it lots of time, but I've never met it myself personally, so I'm really happy to be here.
Very welcome, I would say, yes. Straight away in the beginning, I felt okay here. I was worried that if I meet people, I was worried in the beginning what will happen if I meet not welcome people, especially maybe English, but it's okay, yeah. I met really nice people, and maybe I should say thank you to them that they make me so welcome here.
I mingle with most of Poles. Got some English friends, of course, yeah, obviously, but I stick rather to Polish community. It's just like we're from the same place, just going like this.
Older generations of Poles immigrated to England after the Second World War, finding refuge from war-torn Eastern Europe in booming British towns. Cities like Southampton offered a new life away from the memory of Nazi invasion and have had thriving Polish communities ever since. So how do the older generation of Poles view the newcomers arriving in their city?
We didn't know actually the Polish community which came here after the Second World War. There is no connection at all. But the people came here before the opening borders, and I think they are better than we are.
It's no respect for anybody. They think they should be. And the language. There are some good people, I suppose, but with them and us is not much in common. And they won't understand. See, they won't understand us.
Well, the old community and the new community, the Polish ones, I don't think they've got much in common because there were different circumstances for the old community to emigrate in the UK and for us to do that. That's why I personally don't know anyone from the older generation that lives in Southampton. And I've heard that sometimes the older generation can't understand why people from Poland now, being in a democratic country, they willingly leave the country, do a brain drain to UK rather than stay and try to build the country to be more prosperous. So I think older generation doesn't understand the new one, but I think that happens with any generation. So there's not much contact, I think.
As we've seen, even the settled Polish residents of Southampton are confused about their relationship with the new community. So what do Southampton's local residents think about the high number of Polish immigrants living here?
Well, as far as I know, they're good work. They work. I mean, I've read that they're hard workers and they're sociable.
Polish people, I think they're all right. As in to speak to and work with, it's just they're taking all the jobs basically, and with all the recession and that, it's fairly hard for us to get a job. So, but I've got nothing against them personally. It's just that they're taking all the jobs basically, and it's pretty hard for all the British people and that.
Do I think the Polish are taking the jobs away from the British people? That's difficult to explain because, I mean, no disrespect to the British people, a lot of the people who are on the dole don't want a job anyway, or they're quite happy living on the benefits which the government given. And the more that the government given the benefits and the housing and everything, then they're not going to look for a job, are they? They're going to carry on doing what they're doing. It's not because they're lazy. I don't blame them. But at the end of the day, if the government say we're going to give you 6 weeks dole money, if you don't get a job, you don't get nothing, then they will look for a job. So you can't blame them for taking the jobs that we should have really because of what we're doing and giving them.
Whether due to the current economic climate or to the vast numbers of immigrants, it seems many of Southampton's residents are fearful of job security being lost to Eastern European workers. Are their fears a mixture of paranoia and ignorance? Or will British workers have to start moving to Warsaw to find employment?
Well, I'm a developer, cum builder. Started off as a builder. I've actually carried out work on projects like the Royal Pier down in Southampton, which is a landmark building. And from there I moved on to doing one-off niche developments for myself. Sites such as about 4,000 square foot houses, top end of the market. And this is where I came into requiring a larger workforce, and which is where I broke into generally the Polish market.
I'm looking for a job, yeah, and my friends found here and I come. And we come there, but it's very difficult. Everything is completely different. I only just come for a few months, but I stay for a long time. This is difficult. Because I want to make money and back to home and open business in Poland, but I stuck here.
I always found with the Polish workers, and the reason why I employ Polish workers is initially was due to the cost. I was finding them around about 30% cheaper than the UK worker. They do work, rule of thumb, harder. The productivity is far greater because they do take less breaks. As they work with the UK people more and more, you do find they do sort of take a little bit longer for lunch now, but generally productivity is still far greater, and you do still make a saving on their wages.
Oh, when I say, I know I'm planning back to work, back to Poland, somewhere. I don't know when. But if I want to go tomorrow, I go tomorrow. Yeah, no problem. Yeah. Especially for this time, credit cards and no jobs now for everybody. Everywhere now is trouble. What happened for every people.
Currently, Britain still offers the better working conditions craved by immigrant workers. New Poles are arriving every day to join established Polish communities and are generally welcomed by local residents. They offer hard work at a low price, something many Britons loathe to compete with and employers find impossible to ignore. Yet with the future of the British economy cloudy at best, one has to wonder if there will be enough revenue to support the increasing numbers of immigrants moving to England. Indeed, after seeing the state of Britain at the moment, they might not want to come in the first place.
There's so many other opportunities that are opening for me. I'm thinking I'm just going to stay here for a couple of years and see what's going to happen next. So at the moment I'm not planning to go back.
To be honest, no, because I feel here like at home.
Not planning going back to Poland at the moment. I feel here quite comfortable and I've got many friends here, so I'm staying here now.
Do I think about coming back to Poland? No, never. Never ever. No, just I can do whatever I want.